Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I'm going to be going over with you kind of like my favorite or the best drugstore pressed powders. I have 3 of them here today that I'm going to be sharing. And most of you probably, if you've been watching this channel for a while or have watched my previous videos, you're gonna know which powder is my absolute favorite. My favorite is actually CoverGirl, and this one is the CoverGirl Clean pressed powder, and this one is in 120 Creamy Natural. I usually use this on a daily basis. It's really good at it's super fine. It's not too thick, it's not cakey. It's actually really fine for a pressed powder, in my opinion. It's great for under the eyes. It's great for all over after you apply your foundation or whatnot, but this is definitely my favorite go-to from the drugstore. And I actually usually would get a lighter shade than this, but I tried Creamy Natural and it's a really good fit for me. I'm very pale. This is a little bit of a darker shade, but it absolutely matches me completely, no problems. And let's see, my second favorite from the drugstore is going to be the Wet n Wild. This is the Photo Focus pressed powder. Mine is in Warm Light 821. And it as well is very fine. It's really fine for a pressed powder, and it does not cake up. It lasts for a really long time, just like the CoverGirl one. It lasts, and it, especially under the eye area, I have a lot of problems with concealer creasing, but when I use these 2 powders, it really does help for the creasing to not like come back during the day, because later you'll have like that line of concealer under your eye. Well, I do at least. But when I'm using these 2, it does not. Every once in a while it might, depending on the weather though. If it's a little bit more hot outside or something, it might. But other than that, the under eye area stays really well set with these 2 powders. This one is really great for photos. Obviously, that's why it's called Photo Focus. But also the CoverGirl one, I notice, is really great for photos as well. There's not really any flashback or anything. That's why it's like my favorite. It's super affordable and you can't get anything better. In my opinion, CoverGirl from the drugstore has the best powders that you can buy, pressed powders anyways. And then the third one is also a CoverGirl. This is the Outlast All Day. This one is in 810. This one says it's fair to light, and it says that it's matte. It is really matte, and I will say that is a lot more cakey, a lot more thick. It's not very thin and super fine like the other 2. However, on days when I'm looking for a little bit more coverage, because I typically lean more towards a thinner foundation on most days, I will use this all over, and not so much under the eye too much, like very lightly under the eye, since it is thicker and more cakey. But it does last all day. It is matte. It's just a lot thicker. So on days when I'm actually, you know, not in the mood for foundation or something, but still want some coverage, I will just apply this on its own, because it's really good at looking like almost like you have foundation on. It gives you really great coverage and everything, just to be a powder on its own. And it does last, I won't say all day. It really depends on the weather and what you're doing and whatnot. But it is a very long lasting powder. Just not very good for under the eye area especially. But those are my 3 favorite. Comment down below if you guys have tried any of these and which one is your favorite. And please don't forget to like and subscribe before leaving, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!